Hi guys, this is my first live two-headed giant. Fortunately, I can't do it. Can't just show you replays because MTGO just doesn't work. So right now I'm using Oloro. My partner's using Thrax. He has a little bit of a zombie theme going on. I have a serviceable hand. I have both Crucible and Strip Mine, so that's gonna make some turn 4 hate coming my way. They're playing Niv Mizzet and Reese. So I would say both pretty good generals. Not top of the line. But I think Rice is the best token maker. As you can see, he comes up pretty fast. Niv Mizzet depends on how you build it. Niv Mizzet, I mean, is it, of course, is an extremely strong color combination. Please don't start with Soul Ring. Please, baby Jesus. Okay. And Niv Mizzet, you can also just get a Curiosity combo and win. Sorry, one second. So we'll see what happens. I have a pretty slow hand. So I'm going to get a second turn Talisman of Dominance. Probably third turn Strip Mine. And Crucible, or sorry, Coalition Relic, and then a fourth turn Crucible of Worlds, so I can get Strip Mine back, and then I'll stay at 5 mana for a while. It's not the worst, not fast. Like this Rice guy, he's getting pretty fast. Attack me for 1. Oloro says okay. Okay, so this guy taps land on the first turn, and he didn't tap it this turn, which makes me think that he might have a cheap counter. I don't have anything to, or I'm going to play Talisman of Dominance still, because I would like to throw Talisman of Dominance to a counter instead of something important. We'll see if he takes it. Oh, very nice. I got Divining Top 2, so I can, if Talisman goes through, I can just put down my Divining Top. Okay, so it's on the stack. It goes to him, so he hasn't passed priority, which makes me think that, yeah, he has a counter. And there it is. So I just say okay. So that makes my third turn Coalition Relic. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I have to Strip Mine to put Coalition Relic down, and then I'll put Divining Top down as well. For the next turn, I'll drop the Crucible of Worlds to double hit CD Bose. See if he leaves mana up this time. Alright, so he leaves it up again, which sort of tells me that he has a counter. I'm still going to try to put Coalition Relic down. I'm going to regret it, but I got to get those counters out of his hand some way. Okay. This, but I understand why you would counter that, but I think you should be more afraid of what I have. Yeah, my buddy just said that this guy counters everything, which might be true. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Okay, so I have Strip Mine here. I'm going to what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I want to put Coalition Relic down. Sorry, I'm going to put Mana Vault down for Coalition Relic. I'm not going to put Crucible yet because I don't want them to know that I have it, and I don't want them to destroy it before I can get another use of the Strip Mine. And I'm just going to hit this one of these guys' blue lands because I don't want them to counter anymore. I'm going to put a charge counter on this thing and put my Divining Top down. Fortunately, I didn't have enough mana to have Forbid, but I think I made pretty good use of my turn. If I get this Crucible of Worlds down, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to come back. The Rice player, although he does have a pretty good board state, my partner has both Cyclonic Rift and Damnation in my hand. I might ask my partner to send back Mana Vault to my hand. I'm probably going to do that. We'll see what this guy does. Sorry, it may seem like I'm a little control freak here, telling him to Cyclonic Rift, Mana Vault, and then Tutor. If this guy has a counter, he's definitely going to bite on one of them. If he was going to tutor for something, it would probably be a land or like a Mana Crypt or something with Vampire Tutor. I just want to have enough mana to have Forbid magic up. So if he gives me back Mana Vault, then I can get the counter off of Coalition Relic. Put Mana Vault down, Crucible, Strip Mine, this guy, and then have a counter up. So I of course say okay to this, it's fine with me. CD Bose says that is fine with me as well, and now he's tutoring. So this is something that he might want to counter. This is actually a pretty good target for a counter, but he doesn't. And seeing how aggressive he was with the first two counters, makes me think that he doesn't have a counter in his hand. However, I'm still going to go with my initial plan because I really want to keep that Mizzet player under control. And once again, although Rice is very, very good, excuse me, sorry, yeah, but this guy has Damnation in his hand, so that's basically an insurance policy against Rice. And in a two-headed format, playing a hardcore Acro deck, it's good. Oh boy, that was a really good draw. It's good, but you really need to be fast. Like this guy, it's turn 4, and unfortunately this guy only has a 1/1. So I mean, like if nothing happened to him in the next 4 turns, he could probably overwhelm and win. But what he doesn't know is things are going to happen to him. Okay, so he's countering. I'm going to counter that. So I've had just about enough of that. May have been aggressive, but I cannot abide an entire deck full of counters. I'm just going to hit him again. Okay, so if no threats are played, rather, I can look at the top with Sensei's Divining Top, and I still have Forbid Magic up, and I can put a counter on Coalition Relic. If nothing happens, I'm probably going to put my General out, just because it's going to be a 1-for-1 for them. So they can take it out, and I'll get rid of threat on the board. It provides an effective blocker, and of course, it will draw me cards. If it gets killed, fine. I don't really care. Unless they do something about Crucible, I am going to keep CD Bose at 2 mana. And my partner just went for Mana Crypt or Soul Ring, probably Mana Crypt. So I don't know what he's going to do with that next turn. Maybe drop Graveworm Muse, that would be a good play. Sorry, just 1 second. Oh, he said he's going to drop a Treasure Cruise next turn. That's a good play as well. Yeah, can't argue with cards. I just told my buddy that I'm going to counter whenever. If CD Bose tries to counter my buddy's draw spell, I'm going to counter that because it's better that one of us has a lot of cards. I like playing with Deadalus because he never really gets upset. And as far as two-headed giants go, he's never greedy. Like I can say, like, "Hey, give me this," and and even if it works better for him, he'd probably just be like, "Okay." So yeah, he's a pretty good guy to play two-headed giant with. No arguments here. And same thing for me, of course. I mean, if he has a game plan and I can help support it in some way, I'm gonna try to do that. All right, let's see if CD Bose has a 4th counter in hand. Doesn't look like it, because he passed pretty fast there. Deadalus didn't get a land again. That's pretty funny. It's not going to be a problem in this game so far. Yeah, see, he's just telling me right now that compulsive research is for me. Alright, so I'm gonna... do I even care about that? The answer is no, I don't care about that. I'm gonna let it go. And he's just taking a capsize. I'm still gonna kill his land. I should have Sensei Divining Top. That was a misplay. But that's the way she goes. Oh, I got shackles there, which is pretty nice. Crucible. He lets it resolve. It doesn't have a force, and keeping him at 2 mana still. Now it may seem like I'm playing like a dick, and maybe I am, but this guy's used 3 counters and a capsize, so I don't feel too bad. The best way to win a game, as I've said in my 1v1s, is through resource denial. Okay, so that guy got Oblivion Ring. That's a pretty good play. He's obviously going to go for my Crucible, which I would do if I were him as well. Now my partner could capsize that. So that's probably what I'm going to ask him to do. Okay, so right now I'm trying to force the concede. Oh, yeah. He doesn't have a second blue source, so he can't capsize it, unfortunately. But at least he got some land in that hand. Son of a bitch, I misplayed again. Should have put a counter on Coalition Relic. Well, yeah, I really would have appreciated that counter, but that's what happens when you misplay. Get punished for it. So I'm going to drop Worn Power Stone here. I'm not too worried again what this guy's doing. We're at 73 life. I have Oloro. He's hit me a bunch of times. But he hasn't dropped any serious threat yet. He has 6 cards in his hand, however. I did waste a lot of time trying to strip mine this guy down, so that's why my land base hasn't developed. But I had Coalition Relic the whole time, so it wasn't too bad. This guy's thinking. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next turn my partner has 7 mana. He still doesn't have a second blue. What do you do if you're my partner? He still wants to throw the compulsive research my way, which of course I wouldn't say no to. And then if he drops that land, he would have enough to drop Graveborn Muse as well. That's probably the best play. Is it the best play? Yeah, it's probably the best play. Graveborn Muse, compulsive research. And then the next turn you can put out Ugin. This guy has missed. He missed a land drop last turn, and he didn't drop a land on his first main phase. So let's see what he has in his hand. Okay, he tapped his mana for no reason, which makes me think that he has nothing whatsoever. I've talked before in my 1v1 videos against tapping mana when you don't need it. In a free-for-all, I understand why one would do that. In a 2-headed giant or 1v1, it's clearly telegraphing what you have. This guy, he tapped his mana the first turn, and then he did in the second turn, which made me think he has a counter. Had a counter, and sure enough, he did. And I threw Talisman right into it. But it was an acceptable loss, I felt. Okay, so he's giving me compulsive research. Ah, shit. Okay. But now we know he has nothing, so we can just go sort of full bore. Yeah. Okay, get some life again. Look at that, different color of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know what? I'm just going to drop a Oloro here because I need to draw, and if they get rid of him, then that's fine. I've taken a card out of their hand. Shay isn't doing too much. That would make me afraid. And I'm honestly not afraid that I have to keep my counter up. So I'm going to drop my general. What other color is he? White. There you go. And that's the turn. So my partner has things pretty much under control. Well, he needs to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so he can draw Thrax next turn, which would be nice. If he gets a land, he can just draw Ugin. There's a high chance he's going to get a land too because he has Grave Worm Muse out. Well, I shouldn't say high chance. He's running 30. He's running 40 lands, then he has 40% chance. So maybe 60% chance he'll draw a land. I'm not a mathematician. Which might not be a bad play, just to hit this CD Bose again. But at this point, I think we should just go for the kill. That guy's Maze of Ith out. Alright, so I sort of need my Strip Mine back. We'll see what happens. I have a lot of tricks in this deck. What I'm really worried about right now is, okay, Sun Titan, no targets. Just removal for my Oloro, but I didn't see any, so I'm going to draw some cards on my turn. Hopefully I'll get lucky. This guy just gains 5 life, attacks Jace's Phantasm, so I'm not too worried about that. Gonna lose some life here, and I'm gonna gain it back for him with my Oloro. Okay, so we drew a land. So I think the play right now is just Ugin. What do you do here? Do you drop Ugin? Yeah, I think the play is Ugin. Because Maze of Ith, although he would be able to make CD Bose sack his creature, it wouldn't do any damage. Let's see what he plays. Okay, so he's playing Thrax. Probably should have private messaged him that Maze of Ith was up. He's still putting on pressure, so this guy has a Maze of Ith Thrax every turn. But and he's also making him draw 3 cards next turn, which is not bad either. So of course, Shay J31 stops Thrax from attacking, but his ability still triggers because it's when he attacks. And Jace's Phantasm is in the graveyard. Thrax gets a counter on him. Okay, so I'm telling him that I'm going to drop Winter Orb now. So that's giving Shay a hard decision. He can stop Thrax every turn from attacking, or he can actually do something with his mana. I'm in a pretty good position as I have my General out, and my General out who is a draw engine, and quite a few artifacts on the battlefield. So I'm not too worried about. Oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not too worried about how Winter Orb will affect me. Hey, that's not bad to see either. Okay. So Winter Orb, but then I have 4 mana left. What can I do with 4 mana? I can keep a counter up, that's what I can do. Is that what I want to do, though? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Winter Orb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next turn, if I draw a land, I can... No, next turn I'll probably just pay the mana to draw another card. The turn after that, I could potentially drop Ugin. That's the play. So they have a hard decision to make. They can take their mana and kill one of our creatures, or untap Maze of Ith, of course, and keep on exiling Thrax. So he does choose to untap Maze of Ith, and he's going to attack with Sun Titan, which doesn't do too much for him because he doesn't have anything in the graveyard, but it does hit me for 6 damage, which is, I don't know, 6 damage. They haven't taken a single point of damage this game, it looks like. Commander games don't usually come down to damage anyways, they just come down to, I guess, control. It's like sort of wrestling control. I'm not saying you have to have a control deck to win, but hey, this guy got another land. It's good for him. Okay, so it's pretty high probability he draws a land here. Yep. I'm gonna tell him if he wants to drop Nicol Bolas, he can just keep mana up to capsize my thing. So I can just drop Winter Orb again, he gets a full untap phase. Okay, so my turn. What am I going to do on my turn? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will have 8 mana next turn, so I'm not going to I'm not going to draw a card with Oloro just in case they don't get a land. And then I'm going to drop Ugin, which should start putting the pressure on them. Of course, he could just attack Ugin. I'm not too worried about him attacking Ugin. I guess I could just exile everything too, eh? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to exile everything because then I get my strip mine back, and that's pretty much game over. So I would attack with Oloro because I'm just going to exile him anyways, but I'll lose the mana from Coalition Relic, so I'm not going to bother. Just waiting for CD Bose to finish his turn. Maybe CD Bose has decided that he's done playing. Nope, he's still going at it. Good for him. There's a chance that he could counter this. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Simple as that. Holy cow, I just drew Karn too. That's not bad at all. Okay, so blue. Blue, blue, blue. So playing this, that thing right there, and then Ugin. See if Buddy has a counter. No, he doesn't. So, -6. Yeah. Guess I do want to send him to the command zone. Alright, my partner just convinced me that I should kill this guy's thing. So I did. Yeah, so that this guy's a gentleman. My partner just said that he has good things that he wants to play. So basically, Shay just volunteered to be a punching bag, which is nice, I guess. And I sort of respect the CD Bose for not conceding. He played a lot of counter spells, which they're legal in Commander. And then we came back at him with some pretty hard hate. And a lesser player would have conceded by now, but I respect him for sticking in. Okay, so my partner, per my request, sent Winter Ore back to my hand. So now he gets a full untap phase. He's going to Nickel Bolas, and he's going to Nickel Bolas Maze of Ith, so he can attack with Thrax. On my turn, I'm probably going to drop Karn and Winter Orb again. No, I won't have enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm probably just going to drop Winter Orb again. That's a safe play. It would be nice, of course, to drop Karn, but it's just not the right play. Like, there are diminishing returns, of course, especially with a board state like this, but I'm not going to give him the untap phase, especially when we have the game under wraps right here. Okay, so Deadalus gets a full untap phase. Of course, he's going to drop Nicole Bolas. Does he have enough mana? 2 black, a blue, and a red. Yeah, of course he does. Under most circumstances, sometimes I complain that people concede too early, and I do think it's a problem. I do think it's a problem on MTG, people just conceding too early. However, in this situation, it's completely understandable. There's that line between sort of staying too long, if that makes any sense, like dragging the game on because you're being polite, which is nice. But when there's like no hope of winning, like if you're in a hard lock or something, and then conceding before things even get going, like conceding at the merest threat, like maybe a second turn counter. I understand why people would. It's just not really in the competitive spirit. So I'm just telling this guy that he's not a douche. He's happy with it. Anyways, that was the first Two-Headed Commander live game. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry I haven't been posting any 1v1s lately. I've just been playing a lot of Two-Headed Commander. Anyways, okay.